Hi, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Unveil the Path. I am Sian, and this is week 2 of our July series, Bloom. Today's episode is called The Day I Stopped Shrinking. And I want to talk about the part of you that's been hiding, not because you are small, but because the world doesn't know what to do with your fullness. This one is personal, and maybe it will be for you too. I wish I could tell you that there was one big dramatic moment, but there wasn't. No speech, no breakdown, no fire, just a moment, a quiet and soft one, when I realized I will no longer shrink to be digestible. It was a habit. I didn't even know I had it. Shrinking in boardrooms so I wouldn't seem too much. I thought that was kindness. I thought that disappearing was service. But one day I offered someone else my speaking spot that had my name on it. No one asked me to. I just assumed that they would be easier to receive. And a trusted voice said, "Why are you always putting yourself second? You've walked the path. Speak it." Something cracked, not a rebellion, in relief. And that was the day I stopped shrinking. Let's talk about sacred service for a moment. Somewhere along the line, many of us, especially women, empaths, leaders, confused disappearing with generosity. We thought the smaller we became, the kinder we were. But here's what I know now. Real service requires presence. It doesn't ask you to vanish. It asks you to show up. It doesn't ask you to overgive. It asks you to offer what is yours to give. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches that our state of being is our signal to the field. When we are stressed, small, or guarded, we send out a survival frequency. But when we are coherent, when our thoughts, our emotions, and our energy aligns, we create magnetism. That's when our giving becomes electric, resonant, true. And that's the shift that I felt. When I stopped shrinking, my energy changed. I gave more, but from a place that nourished me. It nourished me too. And this week's inner pathway is this: sacred service. And I want you to ask, where have you confused disappearing with love just to be acceptable? You are allowed to take up space and still be kind. You are allowed to share your truth and still serve. You are allowed to be whole and generous at the same time. The gift we unlock when we stop shrinking is a willingness to give, not from pressure, but from choice, from integrity, from clarity. When you give from overflow, giving becomes a joy again, not a depletion, not a transaction, just an offering. So here is your practice for this week. Take a moment today, stand tall, place your hand on your heart and say, "I'm allowed to take up space and still be loving." Let that sink into your body and then ask, where have I been shrinking and calling it service? Let the answer rise, not to shame you, but to free you, because your truth is not too much. Your presence is not a burden, and your full self is needed. Thank you for being here, for standing taller with me today. Next week, we will talk about joy and why it's not a distraction, but a direction. Until then, keep breathing, keep blooming, and keep showing up with fierce grace. Lots of love to you, Sian Lea.